broken when I've been in love.
Mike and Mike at night. Our news, our business. If you hear at the right time, then that means you're here at the right time. Hey man, we got that Indwele going once again. How y'all doing today? Appreciate you guys for joining us like you always do. But I still like to thank you.
I want to marry my shorty, but I'm in love with you. She at work and we text.
Hey man, y'all gotta get on that Spotify and get that Indwele. If you guys like listening to this music, get on that Spotify and you know what I'm saying? Hey, Nathan Romero, we got a show coming up just for you. We appreciate you being here. We got a show just for you coming up though. What's up, fam? Hey, I just kind of wanted to open this show up on a softer note. You know they say, well, first of all, you know what? I'm so rude. What's up? What's up, Damon? I'm so rude. We have a guest here tonight, and we're going to be discussing sorry Negroes and the women who love them. So she's here, and she's going to give us some insight on that. And I know you guys are going to help us out on that, too, because I know you guys know a few. So I appreciate you guys for that as well. But check this out. I got up this morning, and I saw some white-on-white crime.
Okay.
I saw some white-on-white crime. And they usually don't report this, but they did. Okay. Hey, man, I just want to send a message out on that LSP tip because we're all about the love, support, and protect. And it's not just for our community, but I'm going to extend it to our white community as well. Hey, you guys, stay out of the mountains and stay off of those slopes.
Absolutely.
Please do that because we done lost too many of y'all to them slopes. That's white-on-white crime. We don't really hear about it much, but there's that. And I also have one more pet peeve that I wanted to share before I get started. If you guys can get a message to the geese that are out there, the Canadian geese in the neighborhood that are walking slowly across the street, you guys have wings, okay? We don't have to wait on you in cars. Fly across the street. It's much easier, saves us a lot of time, okay? So just wanted to say that. If you guys can get the message to the geese out there, let them know that we're trying to get places and we can't wait for them to use two legs when they have two wings. Okay, so let's go ahead without any further ado. I'm going to wait for a few of you guys to get in there. You guys make sure that you go to our YouTube channel, that you subscribe it on the channel, that you liking the videos on the channel. Also, make sure that you guys are getting to our YouTube, our Facebook page as well when we go Facebook Live. Make sure that you guys are sharing the video. Make sure that you guys are sharing the video. One more time, black people. Make sure you guys are sharing the video, okay? It does a lot for us. We're reaching each one and we're teaching each one through this line of communication in this venue. We do this for our people. So you guys, come on, man, help us out. Help us out. That's what we're doing it for. So, hey, give us a minute. We got some local music that we've been pumping all week. We're going to get back to that. This is Indwele. We're featuring him this week. Let's get in there. Hey, I love y'all.
Look, wintertime, put your hoodies on. Time to really rap, boys. Time to really rap. Gang box, so you riding around the city, boy. You paranoid, riding with the strap, boy. You riding with the strap. Look, I'm a Bellside general, made it from the block. I keep it real, boy. We gotta keep it real. Look, while you lying in your records, boy, you know you wasn't fly before the deal. Wasn't fly. Used to wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, and then I'm yawning. Neighbors busting from the corner, let it spray.
Hey, y'all get in here, man. Tag your friends. Let them know what's going on.
The day, don't shot the homie, he was out cold. Mama's crime blockers colder than the South Pole. You so worried about the homies, get your household. Boy, you thinking that they loyal, bro? They singing like some outros. Put it on the dead homies. Wintertime, put your hoodies on.
Hey, Damon, I appreciate you, man. We're doing it for y'all. We love y'all, man. Love, support, and protect. That's what we about.
Look, I'm a Bellside general, man from the block and keep it real.
Hey, if you guys know some artists out there, if you guys know some rappers that would like their music featured on the Mike and Mike at Night show, we got a little application that we put together for you guys. Hey, go ahead and submit that, and we'll get your music on here, and we'll get you heard. Also, if you guys got people out there that you know need to hear this message, please get them in here, man. Please get them in here. Tag and share them in the video. Get them in here. So, and if you guys have a message or something that you guys would like to bring, you are always welcome on the Mike and Mike at Night show. I know it's not always easy to get on camera and talk, but you see, I do it, and I have absolutely no training. But I do this. I do this because this is what I love. I appreciate you guys, and we're all about that love, support, and protect. So without any further ado, I'm sorry, I said before I knew what I was going to say, but without any further ado, we want to welcome one Gina, aka Brown Sugar, to the show. We appreciate you for being here today.
Right.
When I thought about this topic here, I couldn't think of anybody else but you.
Okay, well, I'm excited to be here.
Okay, well, thank you for having. Thank you for coming on the show, and we are excited to have you. You see, I can't even talk. I'm so excited to let her on the show and talk about what we talk about and the things that we talk about on this show. She hasn't seen a whole lot of shows, so she's kind of new to this, but she did say she was okay with coming on and talking about this particular topic because I think she might be a professional in this area. Are you a professional?
I mean, I might be.
I don't know, but we gonna see. We're talking today. If you guys saw the title of the show, we talking about the sorry Negroes and the women who love them, and we're gonna try to get to the bottom of how we can eliminate either the sorry Negroes or the women who love them, and what the woman's responsibility is in inculcating her people to not be as accepting of these sorry individuals. So let's get into that. We were talking in the green room earlier, and I just want to refer to a conversation that we had in the green room when we were talking about, how do we phrase that? These guys who are able to somehow sneak their way into
get away with it all.
Okay, yeah, and get away with it. Sneak it to the home and get away with it all.
Right.
But before we get there, I want to ask you this question. I tell my girls, now I get personal, I don't want to get too personal on this show, but I tell my girls certain things that I want to try to help them out with when they're out there dating and on the dating scene. And I tell my ladies this. I just remembered. I tell my ladies this. The first art that you have to master when you are a woman is the art of aloneness. The ability to be by yourself and not necessarily need someone, i.e. another man, to fulfill or complete you. Meaning that you can exist in your own space without depending on another man to take care of you. Now, I know my people out there are going to give me some comments back. I'm definitely going to read your comments and get to those. But what do you guys think? And before I get to you guys, I'm going to ask my guest here, what do you think, how important do you think it is that a woman has the ability to be alone?
Absolutely. I think it's extremely important that a woman learns how to love herself, become one with herself, and spend time understanding who she is
before she's linking up with a man.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what type of dangers do you think that women run into when they haven't developed the art of being alone or the need to be with someone else if they can't be by themselves? Make sure you guys are tagging and sharing this video. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, Nez. I see you. Go ahead. So what do you think are the dangers? I'll say it one more time. What do you think the dangers are that women run into when they don't have the ability to be alone?
I think they run into a lot of danger. Being manipulated, used, abused.
How about settling?
No, absolutely.
Is it easy to settle when you can't be alone?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You'll settle for things that aren't good for you.
Okay. Can we distinguish the distance between being alone and lonely? The distance. Yeah, being alone and lonely. Being alone means that you don't have or you're not engaged in a relationship at that point in time. Right. Lonely means that you don't like
being alone.
Being alone.
And you will settle for things that aren't good for you if you're scared to be by yourself.
Okay. So do you think that's the key reason and why women put up with nonsense from a man just because they want to be in a relationship and don't want to be alone?
Absolutely.
Or what are some of the other things why women put up with these relationships?
Security.
Okay. How do they make you secure if they are sorry?
Well, some women feel if the man is just there. Yeah, he was late tonight, but he still made it in, right?
Okay.
That's settling.
Okay. So in other words, you don't hold this man to any type of real standard.
You have to hold him to standards. You have to hold him accountable.
And what are some of the standards that you would hold a man to?
For instance, like I just suggested, if I tell you, you going out with the boys and you don't come home, and I say, hey, can you just make it in by 2:30, 3 o'clock at least? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just a for instance. And we go past that, I mean, we're looking into some problems. If you're settling for someone continuously going outside of your standards, then you are settling.
And what type of standards do you think that women should have? What are some of the basic standards? When you say coming in at certain nights, so you guys have already shacked up or what?
Yeah, well, you know what? Basic standards. Hold on. Basic. We need to have a car. We need to have a job. We need to have priorities.
So you're saying
goals.
Hold on. So you're saying
that's before the shacking up. That's dating stage.
Okay. So you think that a man, if he were to talk to you, would have to have himself a car?
Oh, absolutely.
Have a place to stay.
Absolutely.
And what else did you say? Some money? Does he need money?
He needs a few dollars, but he needs to have
few. So you're saying 4 or 5?
Depending on how old you are, you should really have a plan in place. You should be really on your way to, doing some things.
Well, Ness says this. She says you have to build a relationship with God to get that level, to get to that level, to really know Him and read His Word, and He'll be enough, and that void will be filled. Oh, so she's saying
that's
the art
a part of
being alone.
Alone, absolutely.
Okay. So you're saying that relationship with your Father in heaven will kind of help assist you in being alone and not being lonely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
Standard goals in Jesus. It's funny how whenever we broach the conversation of relationships, it seems somehow we always go back to God and what God has said and the whole religious aspect to that. Do you think that's coincidence, or do you think that that's just when people think of being honest and forthcoming and committed, that God is just becomes a part of relationship by default? How you doing, Harold? Julie, Reed, thank you for joining us today. Make sure that you're sharing this video, that you're tagging other people, and you're also subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. Go ahead.
I do believe religion plays a part in a relationship. You do have to be spiritually involved to evolve.
Okay.
I think it's important.
Okay.
And it definitely helps in a relationship to help guide you in the right direction. For a healthy relationship.
For a healthy relationship, exactly. So do you think that one's religious preference, maybe they're atheists or something, they don't believe in God, do you think that has an effect on a relationship? Or can it?
I think it absolutely can, especially if that person is abusive, not such a great person.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't necessarily. Hey, Lori, hey, thanks for joining us again. We appreciate you. Make sure you're tagging and sharing the video. I get that, but I have seen where there are atheists or people who don't believe in God who have beautiful relationships.
Sure.
I noticed that. Oh, hold on. Here go my girl. Let me go ahead and get to this one. Okay. She said, I've noticed that everything is related to religion, but I think we're conditioned to be that way. But no matter what your walk is, just about all faiths touch on relationships. And you are absolutely right, Sabrina. But I think we concentrate on it more when we're looking for someone that we're looking to be committed to or want to be committed to us. This is where the honesty thing comes in. And when a person doesn't have a standard, it's hard to hold them to any type of particular standard.
Absolutely.
And I guess religion in that sense serves a good, it's like a point of reference.
Right.
And it serves as a good point of, and it holds you accountable.
Right.
That's what I was looking for. It does hold you accountable when it comes to a relationship. She said, yes, standard goals and a foundation has to be considered. So my next question is, do you think that you should be discussing your past relationships that went bad with your new guy? Because guys like to hear that, like right out the gate, like, hey, so what happened to your last man? Or
absolutely
why didn't things work out?
Absolutely not.
So how do you
should not be sharing that?
So how do you answer that?
Absolutely.
How do you answer that question?
This is how you answer that question. You know what? My past is my past, and we're gonna leave it there. I move forward, and I'm gonna judge you accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? But what if they hold that against you? Like, what are you trying to hide? You don't want to tell me about your ex-man?
No, it's not anything to hide. What it is oftentimes is people find a way to hold things against you.
Okay.
If they weren't in your life when these things happened, whatever happened, it's not in particularly their business.
Well, sometimes I like to know because I want to know what your resume looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know what type of lineup you're putting me in. Because some women start talking about what a real man is and a real man this, and I'll be like, hold on, baby girl, real quick, let me check your file. Since you know what a real man is, let's look at Leroy and Jody and this person and that person that you dealt with in the past. Maybe I don't want to hold it against you, but maybe I want to know what you used to dealing with.
And that's a good point. And what you can't do is hold someone's past against them. What you have to do is judge them based off of who they are today, who they're presenting you with today, and what they can put forth moving forward.
Okay, so you want to know. So Gina, she's kind of like Eckhart Tolle. You know what I'm saying? My man that says stay in the now. She want to stay in the right now. Okay, I don't want to live in the past and bring up the hurt of the past. Absolutely. I want to move forward with me and you. And I don't even know if I can do that with you yet because you're asking too many questions, right? About what I did before.
Absolutely.
Where your baby's mama's at?
Because that's what I'm saying. You know, who I was 10 years ago and what I went through 10 years ago is not who I am today.
And it's not relevant right now.
My past is not defined.
Okay. Well, that's right. Hold on. Say that one more time.
My past is not defined.
I like that, lady. She said my past does not define me.
That's right.
Okay. So if you have made some mistakes in your past, what Gina's saying is that past doesn't have to be a part of your now or even a part of your future. That does not define you. Let's see what who was that? First day, no, but I do absolutely want to know your background. So Sabrina's saying she do want to know something about you, but I guess what she's saying is once we have built a certain level of trust, we can get into that, or do you say never get into it?
You know what? I agree with that. Once you build a certain level of trust, because some people you can't trust them with you can't go
trust
on the first date and give somebody
because they're gonna throw you in a box.
Everything, absolutely.
So I shouldn't tell a woman that I just spent 15 years in the penitentiary. I should just let that go because that's part of my past, right?
Well, it's a part of your past. Yeah, but
See, I want to know that.
What was that behind?
Now you asking too many questions. You just told me you said that. Hey, my past doesn't define me. I did those 15 years.
You can look that up, though.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, Gina said if you gotta look
him up. That up.
But hold on, if I gotta look you up, we already have suspicions.
Exactly. Okay. You got information on me that you can see right now. Yeah.
Well, we have, and I know especially when it comes to men, we have a lot of quote unquote manipulators. Have you ever been approached by someone who you thought or been engaged? Now, I don't want you to get too deep into your personal life or history,
sure.
But do you think that you have encountered some manipulators, and what is the best way to deal with them, in your estimation?
They're pretty tricky, and absolutely, I've ran into a manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
I think the best way to stay clear of them is when you recognize some signs, not to ignore those signs. And they hit somewhat in the beginning. A person can only put up their representative for so long. When the representative comes falling down, and those red flags start flying up, you need to pay attention to those
and break camp.
And you might need to break camp.
Okay. Well, Lori brings up a very interesting question, or she made a very interesting comment, and she said that when the time comes for the past to be brought up, maybe doing that with counseling would probably be the best thing to do. Like if we're going to discuss our past, maybe we need some type of moderator or some type of counselor to sit here and walk us through our past, and we're not sitting here trying to do it willy-nilly on our own. What would you say about that?
Sure, that's helpful.
Okay.
I mean, I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, I have dealt with manipulators, and let me say this. I know this show is about sorry Negroes and the women who love them, and I'm going to get back to the sorry Negroes in a minute. You guys, if you are a sorry Negro, let me just say this. I have been one at times as well, and then I learned to be a better Negro. So better Negroes are possible. Even if you are that sorry Negro, you can be a better one. Listen, I want to say this real quick. I have been in situations where I have been manipulated by women. And that comes on so many different levels. But before I get back to that point, I just want to bring up the point that I believe that a lot of women tend to try, because they see my energy or my conversation or whatever, I believe that they try to put me in a box and try to control me. Well, this is what I'm going to need from you: A, B, C, and D. Okay. If you can't do this, and this, then you can't be with me, or I'm not interested in you. And they try to put me or fit me inside of a box. And I think that that's unfair. And the way that I believe you manipulate that is because you make these the terms of engaging in a relationship. Well, if you can't meet my needs in this form or fashion, then I can't be with you. If a man doesn't pay for this, and that, if he doesn't give me this, and that, then that man isn't for me. And I face manipulation in those type of ways. What would you say about that? Do you think a man should?
Yeah, it almost sounds like blackmail a little bit, but no, I think you should be a little flexible. A man should have certain things going on, no doubt.
Okay.
But I don't think you should base your relationship with someone, especially starting out, based off of what they can give you or what they can do for you.
Okay. She said she wanted me to define sorry Negro. If you Negroes out there can help her real quick, while I get to some of the other questions, because I think everybody knows what a sorry Negro is.
I think so.
I mean, if we want to talk about what a sorry Negro isn't, I can tell you that a little bit easier. He isn't irresponsible. He isn't negligent of his children. Mm-hmm. He isn't financially dependent on a woman. Mm-hmm. He isn't without transportation. He isn't, and I'm not saying all of these things, if they exist, that's a problem. But what I'm saying is,
if he's even working on,
some
of these things, and he can have 2 out of the 5 things. He can have 3 out of the 5 things, as long as he's working on the rest of it.
She says, Lori says she knows a woman who was served divorce papers as they walked out of church.
Wow.
That's deep. I would like for you, could you tag them in this video if you don't mind? Because I think they might need to watch this as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, Tika, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate you, the love, support, and protect that you give us. I want to get to the next point though. Here was how much time do you give a said sorry Negro time to improve? How much time would you give him, or would you just not deal with him out the gate? Hold that real quick, because ladies, especially my black women in Denver, I see this going on a lot. It's almost like an epidemic when we talk about the men who sit around the house, play Xbox, go out driving her car all day long, trying to act like they daddy at her house. All of these, I see these guys, But the thing about it isn't even, I don't even blame them as much as I blame the women that allow this to happen inside of their homes. What's going on in Denver? Is it because there's not enough black men to go around, that they're just taking what's available, or what?
Well, that goes along the lines of what we were saying with settling. You see, you're gonna, if you have standards and you say, no, I'm not gonna deal with that, you might be, you might be alone for some time.
Okay.
So that goes along with standards.
Are you okay with being alone, period? Because I know some people that just have to be alone, period.
Absolutely.
Because they can't find that person.
You have to be okay with being alone, period.
Okay.
For seasons, for however long, God calls you to be alone.
Okay. And that goes back to our first question, which was the art of aloneness.
Right.
And I just asked the last one, do Denver women, and I want to ask you guys this, do you guys believe that there are Denver women out here who are settling because of the options, because the choices are so slim? Is that why they're settling?
I think, I don't know if it's Denver women alone. I think it's a lot of women that are settling, and we should become a union. We should become a united front where we set standards and we don't fall for it.
Now, here, and I'm gonna have to bring you into this microphone just a little bit. You're not talking loud enough for me. My people out there like you to shout at them for a minute, so you gotta talk. And we talked about this in the green room too, when we were talking about camaraderie amongst males and camaraderie amongst black women.
Yes.
And it seems as though that there's a deeper love or connection when it comes to black men. Even though we out here killing each other, I see that when black men get into it, a lot of times they'll squash it, get over it, get past it. Black men even make friends a lot quicker. Like, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, yeah, you like this or you like that, and we talk about it. But it seems like black women are so reclusive and secluded in the way that they deal with each other. Why is that? Could you explain that?
Well,
in your eyes?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely well known that we don't, in particularly, embrace each other the way that we should. That's a fact, and it's too bad. We should do more of that.
Do you think it stems from jealousy, or what?
It could. I think.
Do you guys see each other as competition? What is it?
Unfortunately, yeah, I think a lot of that it's a combo going on in there, and I think we should be a little more unionized.
You said unionized, huh? So you guys got to come through and make a whole, build a
we
whole.
We gotta build a front.
Oh, okay.
We got to come up with a front. Like the guys got a union. They stick together, and that's where manipulation comes in. But if women would embrace each other more, love each other more, and stick together more as a united front, I think we could make some progress.
Now Sabrina says here, she brings up an interesting thought. She says that she thinks it's the fact that there are so many more women than men. We rate a woman's worth on whether she's in a relationship or not, etc. Black women are incredibly guarded, historical trauma, and the feeling that they need to compete. I believe that she has a point there, because I do believe that there are a lot of black women who are judged based solely on whether or not they are in a relationship.
The many things, what they have, what they're doing,
their possessions.
Absolutely. And
okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And who they're in a relationship with.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Black women are loyal to our cause. It might not include your thoughts, but our own. I think that.
Yeah, we have a united front in some ways. Absolutely, women stick together in certain ways. I think.
But when I look at them as a whole, though, sometimes I have heard so much backbiting, and I have seen it with my own eyes when it comes to black women, and it hurts me sometimes. Because it seems as though if these women are the mother of our communities, they should be more. They should be forged more in a healthy front. And I think this is also indicative of the condition of the community, because these are the women that are controlling and cultivating and setting the tone for our black men, because in a lot of cases, they are the women who are raising the black men within our community. We got a lot of kickback on this. Let me get to this real quick. Black women are more prone to get along with males than themselves. Steve threw that out there, and
that's absolutely true.
I
know
agree with
myself that. To befriend guys more than I can a woman. Absolutely.
Desi, and matter of fact, we got to thank Desi one more time for the awesome show that she gave us last night. Desiree, you know we got to have you back on the Mike and Mike at Night show, because you was dropping it on them black women last night, and Jesus back today to do it for the black women today. So I'm gonna just let y'all know, I love you black women, and I love the fact that you guys are doing things for yourselves, holding yourself to standards. You guys make sure that you're sharing the video, make sure you're tagging others, liking and subscribing on our YouTube channel. We did well on that today, and we appreciate that. Yeah. Desiree Mayberry says, gender roles have changed. Women are pursuing men. Men are less of the provider in the home, which causes problems when it comes to respect and who is the quote-unquote head of the house. Many women are so happy to have a man without men having to uphold the standard of what being a man of the house truly is.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us, Sean. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the video. So you're saying that women are so happy to have a man.
This is why our standards have dropped so low. This is why men are getting away with so much, and we're not sticking up to our standards. It's gone to an all-time low, and so gender roles are reversed now.
And that's exactly what Desiree says. So right. Let me ask you this question. Do you think that it's more that the sorry Negro is more of a problem? Is it more of his fault, or is it more of the women who accept his behavior? Because, you know, you talk about players and you talk about guys who disrespect women and this and this and that. But there's women out here who are putting up with that. So who is more culpable in this situation of the responsibility? Is it the men or is it the women?
I want to say that more so it is the man's responsibility to not take advantage of a woman. Even though you see that advantage to take advantage of her, that doesn't make it right.
Okay. So more like a predator.
Absolutely.
So you think some men are predatory?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely.
So tell me, just so that I know real quick, what do these predators look for in a woman?
Vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Absolutely. Any way they can get in, they're looking for a woman to be down, just low, at her lowest point. That's usually when the manipulation is able to creep in.
Desiree, I want you to tell us, because so far on this show, this whole time we've been talking, Desiree is the only one that has admitted to having a sorry Negro. And
she said, you ain't the only one, girl. You ain't the only one. That's why we having this show.
She says that she hates to say it, but I've had my share of sorry Negroes, and honestly, they only did what I allowed them to do.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying. We as women, if we would just stand up a little bit tougher on these guys, it would be harder for them to get away with the things that they've been able to get away with for a while now.
Okay, so we have to start making these men toe the line.
We've got to make them toe the line.
Now, so no one gave me a deadline on how long you can be a sorry Negro. Do we put up with, how long do we put up with the sorry Negro?
I got a deadline. From start to finish, from dating to, I'd give it a 3-year mark.
Oh, 3 years?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
that's after the age of 25 and over.
So you think
anything under 25 and under is not real anyway. It's not going to work out.
Steve says something here. He says that women who take care of sorry Negroes have low self-esteem and need to feel like they're in control of something.
They may have low self-esteem, not necessarily feel like they need to be in control of something. The low self-esteem comes from them feeling like something needs to be controlling them.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's funny that he says that because they always talk about men and predatorial men that deal with women who have low self-esteem. And sometimes, I found a big one within our community is the weight issue, where women have probably put on a few extra pounds or whatever, and you have, and you have kind of, fell off a little bit, and you don't really feel as beautiful as you used to feel, and now it's a problem. And some men key in on that. And these are our hobosexuals, those men who trade sex for rent.
Right.
We know who these guys are. And you guys, I'm calling you out. If you're out there trading sex for rent, you need to stop. Get your own place and get a job. Okay? It's not cool. David Scoggins says, what makes a male high value? And I don't think he's asking me that question. He's asking you that question. What makes a male high value in your estimation?
How he was raised, how he treats his woman, how he treats his family.
Okay.
His goals, the goals that he set forth and the goals that he's already accomplished.
Okay. Does his
character?
His character, that makes him high value. Does his ability to earn money? I was told this, that if a woman does not value your ability to make money or your ability to solve problems or the way that you think, she cannot respect you fully and totally and completely. And I don't know how true that is, but for the most part, I do get it. If a woman doesn't respect a man's ability to earn a living or his ability to solve problems on a high mental level, or on a mental level that she's comfortable with, then the respect for him is sometimes lost. She said 3 years is too long. You can usually know a person's mental state in the first 6 to 9 months. Getting too old to be wasting years of my life on the sorry Negro. Well, so Desi said she ain't wasted 3 years on no Negro. She give him about 3 minutes. Well, I think Desi give him about 3 minutes.
I get that, but 3 years tops, absolutely. You hear women sitting in relationships for 6 years, 7 years, 10 years, 14 years, 20 years.
You are absolutely right. And
absolutely.
You know what? To your point.
That's too long.
To your point. Sometimes that sorriness has to develop, because I would even say, as far as women go, I've met women. I actually had dated a woman, and when I met her, she had a house, she had a car, she seemed to have money, but I found out maybe a year or two later that all that was a fake, was a fraud. The house was being lived in. She was actually taking care of the house for some people who had moved out of town and were living out of town for a while, and she was maintaining that property. The car also, and I was totally bamboozled. That's manipulation at its finest. So I can get that sorriness can sometimes take a while to develop. Absolutely. Lexus Mays, thank you for joining us once again.
She said, need a person's representative. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's gonna take some time. You're not gonna uncover a person in about 12 months unless they just they just got a horrible character.
I can tell you one way to deal with the manipulator. I'm gonna say this real quick, and hopefully you women that see this will share this with others. Whenever you are starting out in a relationship with someone and they do not do what they say they're going to do, and everything that they are about is all conversation. You can never see it with your eyes, and you can never witness it yourself. If it's all talk, if what they're talking about and the way that they're coming at you and the things that you got and their possessions and this and that, if it's all communication, if it's all talk, chances are you're dealing with the manipulator. Mm-hmm. If you can prove the things that they're talking about, and I'm talking about empirically prove and when I say empirical, I mean taste, touch, or see, the things that they're talking about, then you can, I don't care if he has a car and it's a nice car. If you can't see that registration with his name on it, it might be her car.
Right.
I had one situation in which the young man said that he needed to live with this woman because he was renting out his place Airbnb.
Right.
Unfreaking believable.
Doesn't even make sense.
How does this guy make it into a woman's home?
Yeah.
If it's Airbnb, can I see the receipts? Can I show up to the property? Because I'm going to tell you, ladies, something. All it takes is a simple Google search to see who owns whatever home.
Well, now it's
real easy,
more than ever now to pull up some receipts
to research that
and find out.
Red flags are red flags. Ms. Clark says, run, do the background check.
That's right.
But if you know their history and they start with yellow flags, it won't take me 3 years to figure that out. Wow, okay. She said, oh, hell no. I won't stay till it's great. Just stay till I have a man. I want to get to our next question here. Critical factors, and I guess we kind of spilled over into that just a little bit. What are the critical factors in recognizing a sorry Negro? We touched on that a little bit. Now, we talked about manipulation and how if you can't prove it, if you can't prove everything he's saying, then there probably is some fallacy to his comments.
Yeah.
If you don't follow through, I'm going to say this. Let me just throw this out there real quick. Upside down phones, sneaking off on the phone when you're around.
Yeah.
Broken dates. Okay, if he's breaking a date and y'all were supposed to do something, he can't make it all of a sudden. All of these things are red flags. Now, men, let me say this, and I'm not trying to hate on anybody, but I do want to throw this out there. Men, if you guys don't have a vehicle, stop trying to talk to young ladies. Okay, you need to be a man first.
Yeah.
Now, if you 17, 18, 19, and y'all both on the bus, I get that. That's young love. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. Go to work, get your education, do what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm talking to is my man over the age of 25, 26, 27. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a vehicle, man, right now is not the time to be dating. Okay? If she got to come pick you up for whatever reason, right now is not the time to be dating. You need to get yourself together. If you're living with your mom or your auntie or your or whoever, right now is not the time. Now, I'm not saying that this doesn't happen, and who you're living with doesn't define who you are as a man. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this, is that if you're single and you're looking for a woman, these are some things that you should be more concentrated on as opposed to trying to bring someone else into your sorry Negro life.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That absolutely, that falls in the line of the art of aloneness.
Right.
You have to be able to spend time by yourself, to yourself, because sometimes you have to spend that time to repair yourself.
Okay. Ms. Clark is saying that it's only $28.95 to do a background check. You guys can do that background check, but I'm going to just say this. If you feel like you need to do a background check on someone, chances are they're not the person for you.
Anyway, right.
Okay? Because most of the things that person is showing you, if you can prove those things, like his place of employment where he works, he's very open and honest with you. He doesn't mind sharing his personal life with you. These are some things that will tell you that this person is probably okay and on the level.
Right.
Not saying that you don't have to do your research,
right,
but it's just telling you that person may be up, that person may be on the level.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Absolutely. Like I said, usually we send our representative in the beginning, but red flags will go up immediately.
And you'll be able to snuff that guy out.
Absolutely.
Okay. She said, do it anyway. She said, I got daughters.
There's nothing wrong with
I'm definitely doing the screening. I'm going to do my screening. I'm going to do my daddy screening, my daddy background check. So, Negro, you might as well tell me what you're about right now because I'm going to figure it out.
And there's nothing wrong with doing the background check.
No. How much should a man, do you believe, for him not to be considered a sorry Negro, how much should he contribute to the building of the relationship? What do you think he should be willing to put into the relationship as it gets started?
Well, like you said, you're going to put some time into it. Maybe not a whole lot of money, but that person that is interested in you, he's going to put some time into the relationship. He's going to call you. He's going to talk to you, take you out. Like you said earlier, sticking to appointments.
Okay.
Keeping to your word.
Okay.
You know.
And are there a plethora of these guys in the city of Denver?
Well,
black guys? Because Lori suggested earlier, her comment is in there. She said that black women should start. We live in
Colorado.
She said
so
black women should start
down. Limited.
She said
anyway.
She said they should start dating outside of their race.
Black women should?
Yes.
Well, absolutely.
Are you opposed to that idea?
I'm not opposed to it. It's definitely an option. Goodness knows, black men have been doing that for some time.
So you say we brothers have dropped the ball?
Yeah, somewhat, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm going to say this. If you guys do decide to date outside of your race, and this is not no racist comment, this is not a racist statement.
No.
If you decide to date outside of your race, make sure you're not finding the sorriest people in that race too.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Because now that's double whammy.
Absolutely.
You left your people and you got somebody just as sorry as the brother that you had, and you didn't do any better. So my love is 2020, girl. Let me know something. It said love is blind. Love isn't always blind, but love does allow you to look past some things.
Absolutely.
And it definitely causes you to look past some red flags.
Well, love causes you to look past, flatulence after dinner. Stuff like that. But it's not going to cause you to look past
blatant cheating.
Stealing.
I've seen some cases,
verbal and physical
abuse. Yeah, I've seen some cases where men are literally stealing from women, and women are continuing to put up with it. Raquel Jones, thank you again for getting in here with us. Make sure you like, subscribe, share the video as well. We're on YouTube, you guys. I want to remind you guys we're on YouTube. Hey, I had a good time with you guys tonight. I want to thank Gina again for coming in tonight and chilling with us. Sorry if you guys got here late. Please get back in there and look at the video again. Share it. We on YouTube. We on Facebook. You can get in here and you can share the video with your friends. Go ahead and watch it over again. And you guys can continue to leave comments even after the video has ran. And I know a lot of you guys continue to do that. We signing off here for the Mike and Mike at Night show. I do want to say this. If you have anything that you need to apologize for or anybody that you need to forgive, please do it now because life is too short. We love y'all. We out of here on the Mike and Mike at Night show. Peace to you guys. Hey, before I get out of here though, one more thing. Make sure you guys are liking the songs of the artists that we have on here, because these artists, man, they trying to make it out here. So you guys, they got good music. We got some good ones. And Dwelle, at ease, we've been featuring some of their music. They're gonna come in here and do a little something for us live. But let me say this. You guys go in there and listen to some of this stuff, man. This is good music. Ain't a whole bunch of killing black folks and all of that. It's some good music. And we're gonna sign off with some of them. But you guys get in there and like this music as well. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate y'all.
303rd to the sun blow, keep a thingy humble. I can really swing from the jungle, looking like a man in the tumble. City going dumb, got a bloody stain on the concrete. I ain't even trying to see one more, but they keep it humble. When they ask you from, nigga, they ain't trying to start a tumble. Something that's small, can't let you threaten none of mine. Through the city, vision on my mind. At the street cafe line. Get the peace done with a peace sign. Bounty on the black kings, I'm feeling that. Throwing more shade than the perimeter pretty cat. Where you been, baby? Why don't I remember that?